Yeah, it's CC, the CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychological black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Constance Carter, live and direct for you this Monday, this week. How are you guys doing? Come on in. I want to invite you into my home. And while you come in and get yourself comfortable, know that this is a dialogue and not a monologue. So I don't like talking to myself. I like for you to talk back at me and talk black to me. Okay? We're going to talk about your money. Let's get your money on. But before we get started, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to the Fly Nubian Queen. I want to make sure that you are subscribing to Constance Carter, which is at CC the CEO on YouTube. And hey, Miss Letitia, blessings back at you, baby. Put in the comments box where you're watching me from, because I know that there are people that watch from all over the world, and I love to know who you are and where you are actually watching me live from. And yes, this is live. I want to talk about how to grow your money and not blow your money, because there are so many things in our community, so many ways that we are just not growing financially. There was an article in Forbes, and make sure you guys put, okay, Brooklyn, Letitia's from Brooklyn. Put in the comments where you from. Thank you for listening, by the way. There was an article in Forbes magazine that said by the year 2053 that Black median wealth was going to be a zero. And it has a lot to do with why we are broke. It has a big reason to do. And of course, our position is not only by the fault of our own, right? When I talk to people all over the country, I ask them, okay, well, what's going on with Black people, and why do you see us in the state that we're in? Why are we in the state that we're in as Black people? Some people say, and you guys might want to put some stuff in the comments box, why are Black people in the state that we are in financially? Why are we last on the totem pole when it comes to finances? Why are we last on the totem pole when it comes to education? Why are we first on the totem pole when it comes to the justice system, the criminal justice system, or incarceration? Why? Is it because we are just bad people? Is it because, we just don't have the morals in our community? Is it because we are not taught financial literacy? Or were there systemic issues that have brought us along here? I seem to believe that there were systemic issues that helped us arrive at this location, right? We didn't get here on our own. We are the only race in this country that have had the predatory lending, that have not had all the opportunities that other races have had. However, because we are a resilient people, we have defied odds. We have overcome so many obstacles to be where we are. 70% of our white counterparts, over 70% of our white counterparts are homeowners, and 80% of wealth in this country is generated through home ownership. How do we get to wealth? Well, real estate is the number one way. Well, 44% of us are homeowners, but we've been left out of the home ownership possibilities. Why? Because you had redlining in the 30s and 40s and 50s, when they made loans affordable it was supposed to be for everybody except for Black people. So they shut us out of the home buying process. Then when you allow us to get homes and own homes, then you give us predatory loans. These banks Bank of America, Wells Fargo were just sued for offering bad loans to people who look like you. So we've had to overcome all of these things, and we're still overcoming all of these things. And even still, we are a resilient people, because 44% of us are still homeowners in spite of the obstacles they've thrown in our way. 70% of them are homeowners, 44% of us. And guess what, y'all? During the pandemic, we had the most growth out of any other racial group for the first time in history. You know why? The power of the internet. We have access to more information than we've ever had before, and we are not bound or confounded to the information that they give us. There are many more opportunities out there that are available to us that are going to actually even the playing field. They said our wealth is going to be a zero in 2053. I don't believe it. I did a TED Talk called Google That Shit. If you look at my TED Talk on, go to Google. I did a TED Talk, and here's a little bit of it. I think I got just a little bit of. These test scores are reflective of the lack of investment in these communities. One of the best TED Talks I've ever seen, by the way. But this TED Talk, I was talking about ways that we can close the wealth gap as African Americans, because I don't believe that article that Forbes said of the year 2053, we were going to be at a zero, that we were going to be at a deficit. I don't believe that. I believe that we are a resilient people. We've already overcome hundreds and hundreds of years of oppression, and we've been able to get as far as we have with people literally trying to stop us from getting there. With all of the things that have been placed our way, now they've taken away affirmative action so that we can't get in certain colleges. That's okay. We got HBCUs. Now they're trying to take away funding from us so that we don't have access to that. That's okay. We have ourselves and we have our communities. So I just want to today present ways for us to start changing the narrative, take the broke out of our communities and start living in abundance. Because did you know that abundance is your birthright? Did you know that you have access to everything that you need? It's all right here. So the first thing to getting rid of being broke, and this is not even the 5, but I'm gonna tell you the first thing that you have to do. And I have a book called, this was actually a bestseller. It's called The Secret to Breaking the Broke Code. And I wasn't even gonna put this up. This is called The Secret to Breaking the Broke Code. And the reason why you're broke is because you're broke here before you're broke out here. You're broke mentally before you're broke anywhere else. You're broke because you keep saying that I'm broke, because you keep speaking that you're broke. And guess what? If you keep speaking that you're broke or what you're not, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to have any money. You're not going to be able to live in abundance. But if you start speaking the things that are going, that the things that we know that are coming as though they are, all of those things are going to happen. The first thing that you have to have is the belief that it's going to happen. You have to have the belief that you deserve the abundance, the wealth, and everything else because it's all out there for you. You got to be in a position so that you're ready to receive it. When I make investments, I make sure that I'm in a position to receive investments when they're presented to me. You have to be the right person in the right place at the right time. If some of you don't know who I am, I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, Catalyst Real Estate Professionals. Built sold thousands of homes, wrote books that were bestsellers that have helped thousands of people. And it's because I wasn't always, because right before I opened up Catalyst, the year before I opened up Catalyst, I filed bankruptcy and I had a 379 credit score. And that's what made me write this book, Keeping Score, is because my credit score and I had a broke mindset and a broke mentality. But what I did is I used my hardships as the blueprint so that I can help other people. And so these have become bestsellers. And then I put this workbook together. This is a workbook on how to build your credit so that you could build your wealth. I do things so that I can help my people build their wealth and change their life. And then just a couple of months ago, I released the Wealth Accelerator workbook. Only thing I want to do is help you to be able to create your best life. The only thing I want to do is be able to help you to be able to live in abundance. That is your birthright. But you have to be ready to receive it. You have to be the right person in the right place at the right time. Mentally, you have to be there. You have to be obsessed with whatever it is you want to do. You have to be obsessed with your success. You have to be obsessed with your willingness to sacrifice, to do what's necessary, to eat, breathe, sleep, drink, think, whatever it is you need to do in order to get there. You have to have the knowledge. You have to invest in yourself. You have to be willing to make sacrifices. You have to learn. It may take you a year, it may take you 5 years, but being consistency with getting that knowledge so that you can change your mindset, you can change your surroundings, you can change your situation. I didn't go from 100,000 to $1 million like that. It was a process, but you can get there if you have the discipline, if you're obsessed, if you're the right person in the right place at the right time, if you're knowledgeable, if you're feeding yourself, and if you're economical, you're keeping your budget, you're not spending all your money in one place. Listen, I want you to be able to enjoy life. I want you to be able to go on vacations and have nice things and all of those things. I don't think that you should be deprived in any way. But I think that you should be more economical and more focused on how you spend your money. And I'm going to give you some ways that I've been able to do it. I want to give you the knowledge and the understanding of some things that I've been able to do so that you can do it too. Everything that I do, I just want to make it available so that you can have the opportunity to do it too. Okay? I don't have all the answers. I'm not pretending that I do. But the answers that I do have and what I do know, I want to be able to give it to you. All right. So somebody said, no, the government is really there to keep us down. And I have receipts. I'm sure you do. Hi, Justine. Hi, Faye from, she's in Anguilla. All right. All right. So listen, the first thing we have to do, first reason why you're broke is because you're not managing money right. We're not managing our money right. So people say that Black people, we are spenders and we're not savers. They say that we are the buyers and we are not the investors on the grand scale. And it's correct. While some of us are investors, a lot of us aren't. And so we have to change our mindset to look at things more economically and start investing our money. And so we got to be the investor rather than the consumer. How do we do that? Well, first, let's start budgeting. So if you do not have the Rocket Money app, I love this app. This app is on my phone. I connect it to all of my bank accounts. This is the Rocket Money app. I connect it to all of my bank accounts, and it tells me it gives me an automatic budget. It tells me how much of my money is going out every month and how much of my money is coming in. It gives me a report. I have a dashboard where I'm able to look at everything at a glance and see everything, see exactly where my money is going in and out. That's the first thing, is we are not properly budgeting. Only 40% of Americans have a budget in writing, and less than 20% of African Americans have a budget in writing. How many of us have a budget? We're not planning our finances properly. So I'm giving you a tool. I want you to download right now Rocket Money and start connecting it to all of your accounts so that you can start getting a glance, so you can see where all your money is going, all the money is going out and all the money is coming in. And then you can see what your actual net worth is based upon everything that you have. Okay. Number 2 is you have high debt. A lot of us have high debt. A lot of us have huge levels of debt. We have more month than money. I had more month than money. Listen, when I filed bankruptcy in 2009, I was making over $250,000 a year, and I still didn't have enough money at the end of the month. It didn't mean that I didn't make enough money. It just meant that I had more going out than I had coming in. How do we do this? How do we fix this? We need to change the ways that we're doing things. Listen, one of the things that I do is I don't put my money in a bank. How many of you know that you can actually make your own bank? I have money in a vehicle that is my own bank that generates more interest than the bank. The bank is only giving you 0.23% interest. And I wish more Black people understood this. We need to take our money out the bank. You should take your money out the bank, because what the bank is doing with your money is they're investing it in vehicles that are generating them higher yield interest, and they're making money off your money while you're making 0.23%. And say you have $10,000 that's in the bank. In 5 years, you will have made a whopping $60. The money that you've saved in that bank, you would have made no money. And most people have their money in these banks. But if you put it into a vehicle that yields compounded interest, into a permanent life insurance policy. I have some of my money into a permanent life insurance policy. I have some of my money into an IUL. I have money in stock and all of these other places that are generating me more revenue. But having it in a permanent life insurance policy, say a fixed one where your rate of return is 5%, in 4 years, that $60 that you would have gotten from the bank, you'll now have $4,000 returned to you in 5 years. I think it's 5 years. Take your money out the bank and start putting your savings in other areas that are generating compound interest. I used to have my money because I own a marijuana dispensary, and the way I got paid was cash. And so we couldn't utilize the banks. So I had my money sitting in a safe for a period of time. I don't know more, so don't y'all come over here thinking I got cash. But I used to have hundreds of thousands of dollars sitting in the safe. And guess what? That money was going nowhere. But it did the same thing it did if it was sitting in the bank. Because guess what? I ain't making no money in the bank either. And at least I have my money right here sitting in the safe. If my house burned down, the safe is fireproof. Money ain't going nowhere. But the same thing that it was doing in that safe is the same thing that it's doing in the bank. Take your money out the bank and put it into a vehicle that's going to generate compound interest. Another reason why you're broke is because of your income. We have lower income. We have low income. On average, African Americans, where our income is lower than our white counterparts. It's mainly because we're not in a position where we are the boss or we are the owners of the company. And so they don't pay us the way they pay everyone else. We're not equally paid. But number one, we have to start asking for more. They said statistically that Black women always undersell themselves, even though they're the most educated when they go into these workforces. When you go and look for these jobs and you try to get these jobs, you're not asking for what they're asking for. You undersell yourself. So you have to start asking for it. So when you go in to do your yearly evaluation, you make sure you have your receipts. You make sure you let them know how you're adding value to the company, and you ask for what you deserve. And you do that by doing your research. You can find out anything on the internet. ChatGPT. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, it's a lifesaver. Go on ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT what someone in your position, the average pay of somebody that's in your position. And then when it's time to go and ask for a raise, you ask for that specifically. Because if you're adding value to a company, they don't want to lose you. Make yourself so valuable to that company that if they lost you, it will be a real loss. But most of you are doing just enough so that you're there, you checking the boxes, but if they lost you, it wouldn't be a loss. In fact, they probably want to lose you so they could pay somebody even less to do your job. So we have to work hard, okay? Work smart, but ask for the money. Another way is get a side hustle. There are things that you can do that's going to earn you extra money. The point of earning that extra money, though, is not just to have that money to put in the bank. It's to invest it into other vehicles that are going to make you more money. You got to start thinking like an investor and not a consumer. The problem is you'll have a side hustle as an Uber driver, or you'll do something different and then you'll get that extra money. And now you'll have extra clothes, you'll have extra appliances, you'll have extra electronics, and you won't have anything extra in the bank or in your savings or that you're investing really. And so we really have to start, please, if you're going to get a side hustle, because you don't want to do that for the rest of your life, get that money to start investing in other vehicles. I have a program called Real Estate for Rookies. Get enough money so that you can start your investment business. You can start investing in real estate. Remember, 80% of wealth in this country is generated through real estate. So if you start investing in real estate, that's going to give you a return on your investment. Investing in areas, again, that have compounded interest. So for me, and I'm just sharing with you because I'm telling you, this is the blueprint. You could do the same thing. Some of my money is in real estate. Some of my money is in stock. Some of my money is in EFTs. Some of my money is in insurance that generates compounded interest. Some of my money is, some of it's in the bank. They're in all of these things. I've created my own bank, which gives me a good amount of interest, which I'm not relying on the bank. These are simple things that you can do too, and it doesn't take a whole lot of money. Even if you're investing in, say, stock, right? One of the things that I do is I have a Robinhood account with my stock. I put $500 in there a month, but maybe you can't put $500 in your Robinhood account a month. Maybe you could put $25 in there a month. Maybe you could put $50 in there a month. The point is you're putting something in the stock account every month, and that stock account is investing, and you're not looking at that money as if you need it. This is not money that you need. You're just putting money into this stock account so that you can start investing, because you need to get in the habit of investing. Okay. So Acorns, I've talked about Acorns a lot, because Acorns, I've been able to save a lot of money. They take my change and they put it into EFTs where they invest it for me. But Acorns also has a custodian account where I have money for my 2 minor children. I had it for my 3 boys, but when my son turned 19, I gave him the money so he could buy a car a few months ago. But I put $50 in each of their accounts every week, but it could be whatever you want. But I put $50 in both of my boys' accounts every week. So that's what, $200 a month, each son. And then Acorns will invest for me in stock. So this is growing for them as well. So my money is not just in one place. I have money in the IUL, which is an insurance policy. I have money in a permanent insurance policy. I have money in the stock market. I have money in Acorns. I have money in real estate. I have money in my cannabis dispensary. all of these working in concert to generate revenue for me. And these are, again, things that you can do. I'm not telling you things that are over your head. I'm telling you small things that you can do. You don't got to put as much money as I put in there. You can put more money that I put in there, but these are things that you can do entry level. Okay. I have a program called the Wealth Map, which will give you specifically, tell you specifically, go to mywealthroadmap.com, and it'll tell you specifically how to start doing that. I'm just putting this in the comments. Okay. Yes. So there's ways that you could generate extra revenue. But again, don't forget, the point of the extra revenue is so that you can invest, not get more stuff. It's to grow your money, not blow your money. Okay. I talked in another live, and take a look at it. I was talking about side hustles to $1 million. I named a bunch of side hustles that you can start doing today where you make extra money. It's not going to take a whole lot out of you. There might be something that you have that you can monetize, something in your mind that you can monetize, that you can make extra money. There are so many different ways that you can do it. Okay. The other thing is I want you to build an emergency fund. So there's money that you might need access to immediately. So for me, I have a lot of my money into my own bank, right? And so I pull money out of my own bank every month so that I could pay my bills. But then I intentionally put 25% away of my income into a whole nother account so that I could start saving. So 25% of my monthly income, I put into another vehicle, so that's saving and is generating compounded interest as well. And I can get access to it anytime I want. Okay. But make sure that you have some type of emergency fund, because what happens if a disaster strikes? The Bible says you should have 7, and then it said no 8 revenue streams. Ecclesiastes 11:2 said you should have 7, and then it said no 8 revenue streams in case a disaster strikes. What happened in 2020? COVID. So somebody said, okay, I've been trying to buy real estate for the past year. I've been trying to buy real estate. However, I've been declined because of credit. I've been trying to fix it for at least a year now, but still no. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. You know what? I have an online training program. It's called the Credit Repair Masterclass. It tells you everything you need to know about credit. I promise, everything you need to know about credit. The Credit Repair Masterclass tells you everything that you need to know about credit. And let me show you something real quick. I have several books on credit. I'm about to go to Amazon.com. Watch. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm gonna go to Constance Carter Keeping Score. Look. So my book called Keeping Score has like 200. It has 200 reviews, right? So let me go to the reviews, and I just want you to see the reviews, because I want you to see how, is it right here? Oh yeah. Share screen. All right. Bet. So if I have a book on credit, you said you can't get your credit score up. Go. Keeping Score is probably the simplest book. You could probably read in an hour and learn so much. But somebody said this book literally saved my and my family's life. They went 100 points in a month. But when I realized that I had been approved for 2 car loans, 3 new credit cards, I cried, having enhanced my score, my life, and now achieved access to better options. So this book right here, an elementary school person can read this book. I wrote it so simple. Look at it. Boom. It is not hard. You can sit down and read this in an hour, because I don't think that credit should be complicated. People try to make it seem like it's overly complicated. Like it's not even that serious. If once you figure out the algorithms and how things really work, it's an easy thing to do. So if you're trying to invest in real estate and your credit is challenged, this right here, or this book, this workbook right here, Build Credit to Build Wealth, or if you're more of an audio learner, go to mywealthroadmap.com and do the Credit Repair Masterclass. That one right there, you listen to it 20 minutes every day. You can listen to it while you're driving. I have a pretty good voice. Listen to it, while you're driving, and then you start to pick up those things, and then you start to do the work. But it's your credit is not going to be a problem, but you definitely need your credit, because your credit, you're going to be, in order to really accelerate your wealth, you need to be able to be in a position to use OPM, which is other people's money. And the way to use other people's money is you have to have good credit. Okay. So when you start talking about going from an employer to self-employed to a business owner to an investor, which is the cash flow quadrant, which is ultimately you want to be the investor, right? You want to use your money to invest in other ways to make you money. You want your money to make you money. But in order to be in that position, is you have to have good credit. You have to be able to use leverage. And the way you use leverage is by your credit. Okay. What was it? Oh, let me go to my notes. The last way, your spending habits. Your spending habits. We have to really get a handle on how we spend things and create something to where we are spending. So here's one of the things that I used to do. My ex used to spend frivolously all the time. And one of the things I used to do is I would give him cash every month. And when I gave him cash, then he was a little bit more focused on how he would spend the money. And so, whatever it was, he would be more clear. So if you have cash, it's better than having a credit card because you swipe. And when you swipe, it's like an ever evolving hole where you're just spending. But if you had cash and you were able to manage that cash, for him, he was like, oh, shoot, I only have X amount of dollars left. I know that I'm not getting another allowance until next month. So I got to curb my spending. And so if you have cash, if you can keep cash, you'd be more focused. That's just a good habit instead of using a debit card or using credit card. Now, using a credit card is good if you are going to use a rewards points and you pay it off. Rewards points are really good because it can help you buy groceries. It can help you get other amenities. My rewards points on my credit cards have paid for my vacations, have paid for my airlines, have done a lot of different things. You can get designer clothes with the points, the rewards on your credit cards, especially if you have an American Express platinum card. But cash, when you are looking to curb your spending, having cash is going to help you tremendously. So keeping cash is a good habit a way to curb your spending. If you know that your budget is going to be $500 a month or $1,000 a month, take out $1,000, put it somewhere and only use it as necessary. Do not use your credit card. So put your gas budget up in there, put your food budget up in there, everything that you're going to need outside of your bill money. If you just have it cash, then it's going to help you with your spending. Okay. He said, I went from a 549 to a 655, still 665 still too low for lenders. Actually, 665 is not bad. I don't know what type of loan that you're getting, but you can get a conventional loan with as low as a 620 credit score. You get an FHA loan with as low as a 580 credit score. 640 is really your sweet spot when you're looking at getting an FHA loan. So I don't know why 665 is not high enough, but it absolutely is high enough for you to get financing. I own a mortgage company, by the way. So if you're in California, you can apply. You can go to catalystrealestate.com and you can apply for a mortgage loan, and we can help you out there too. So boom, there you go. So again, multiple revenue streams is extremely important in order to sustain your growth, but you deserve to be wealthy. You deserve to have everything that this life has to offer. You have to first stop saying that I'm broke. Iyanla Vanzant said, I'm not broke. I'm just temporarily out of cash. You have to start changing the way that you speak about your money and your finances and start speaking life into your finances, just like you speak life into everything else. I hope you do. So create a 21-day money affirmation. Why did I say a 21-day money affirmation? I said a 21-day money affirmation because 21 days you create a habit. So if you're constantly speaking the things in your life, guess what's going to happen? Those things are going to come to fruition. When you talk about life and death are in the power of the tongue, what happened with Biggie Smalls? Biggie Smalls always talked about death. Ready to die. What happened to Biggie? He died. Tupac always talked about death. What happened to Tupac? He died. But if you speak life, into your finances, into your health, into your wealth, into your jobs, and all of the things, into your goals, what's going to happen? Life is going to happen. So change the things that you say about your money. And once you start to change and put them out in the universe, then you're going to start to believe it. Because at first you may not believe it, and then things are going to change. Affirmations are a powerful, powerful thing. I remember my assistant a while ago, there was, she was feeling a certain kind of way and I was telling her to say these certain affirmations. And she was like, so she, thank God that she listened to me. She was just, she was great when she listened to the things that I told her to do. No matter if she didn't believe it or not, she did it. And I appreciate that. And so she would go home and she would say these affirmations at night. And the next day at work, I would ask her how to go. And she'd be like, I don't believe it. I felt so stupid. I said, well, keep doing it. And as she kept doing it and kept doing it, then she started to believe it. And then as she started to believe it, things started to change in her life. So if you create these affirmations, you write them down. So there's 5 steps to get to that place of success of anything that you want to do. The first thing you have to do is you have to have a vision for it. So if your goal is to have $100,000 in the bank in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, you have to be able to visualize it. What does that look like? How's it going to feel when you get there? What's going to happen in your life as a result of you being able to be financially free? Having a vision for your money goals is extremely important. The second thing to do is you need to write it down, because you need to write down the vision and make it plain. See, the first thing, the vision, the Bible says, without a vision, my people perish. So you don't have the money because you don't have a vision for it. You just have to prime your mind. You got to prime your mind for it. You got to get your mind ready. Listen, I've had a lot of successes, but I have some very basic things that I do every single day. Every day. I get up early. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I go to the gym. I meditate. I pray. I do affirmations. These are things that I do to prime my mind every day. That gym, I might not be getting the best workout, but I'm priming my mind. I'm getting my energy going. I'm flowing. I'm growing. I'm going in the morning. These are things that I got to do to get my mindset in gear so that I can manifest what it is that I need to manifest. Okay. So write down the vision and make it plain. So make sure that you have a vision in your mind and you write it down. Third thing you need to do is you need to speak your visions as though they're affirmations. So affirm those things. Remember I said 21 days. I want you to write down whatever your money goal is, or your goals period, but whatever your money goal is, I want you to start speaking it every single day. Once you start to speak it, then you'll start to believe it, and then you'll start to see some things happening in the universe. It's a universal principle. It's a biblical principle. So start to speak, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. So you speak in death over your finances, guess what's going to happen? Death is going to happen to your finances. But if you speak in life over your finances, you'll start to see life is going to happen over your finances. Things are going to start to change within your finances. Your girl's hands been itching lately. I'm like, money is coming. But I believe that. And it's not because it's not just because my hand is itching. It's because I speak those things over my finances. I have a certain financial goal, and I really, really believe it's going to happen. So speak it, and then you got to work it. Right. So you got to put things in place, because faith without works is dead. So you could be visualizing and speaking and thinking and all that stuff, but if you're not putting in the work behind it, it's not going to happen. So work the vision. Get in alignment with the vision. Do what's necessary in order to reach the vision in real time. So I do visualization exercises all the time. Right. So in the morning, here's what I do. There's a couple of different things. I meditate. I do a meditation. Sometimes if I can't focus on meditating on my own, and some people think, oh my God, meditation, you doing some other religion. No, basically when you're meditating is you're quieting your mind. You're getting focused. You're priming your mind. You ain't worshiping some false God. You ain't doing this crazy. I've heard people say that. So your meditation is really just priming your mind and getting quiet, right? Centering yourself. Removing the things that no longer serve you. But sometimes I'll do a guided meditation. I do look up the 6-phase meditation by Vishen Lakhiani. I did that one this morning. The 6-phase meditation, what it does is he walks you through your day. So what he does is he says, you shows you how to get focused, shows you how to breathe, and then, picturing your perfect day and picturing what it looks like from 3 years from now, like really being vivid about your visualization. And then what is it going to feel like? What is it going to smell like? What's going to happen? How am I going to feel? Like all of these things, when you're visualizing what it's going to look like when you finally get into that place where the money is right, where it's supposed to be, when things are in alignment the way they're supposed to be. So if you have a daily routine, one of the things I tell the ladies in my group is I call it the ramp method. I tell them to ramp up. If you want to get to this level of success and money and wealth, it's a holistic experience. It's not just about the money. It's about what you do physically, how you work out, how you keep yourself together. It's what you do mentally. It's what you do spiritually. It's what you do emotionally, being in alignment, because you can get all the money. The money is easy. Y'all, the money is the easy part. You can call that in. That's not hard at all. I know how to manifest money. That's not hard. But how many people have money and are still miserable? If you're miserable broke, you're going to be miserable with money. People with money commit suicide all day, every day. So you have to prime your mind so that when you get this money, because you will get it once you put your mind to it, making sure that you're ready holistically. So the ramp up method is rise an hour early. I always tell them to rise an hour early. R, A, say your affirmations. M, meditate. And P, pray. And then go to the gym. Get out there and get some exercise and work that body. And when you do that, when you start to see that, you'll start to see things go into fruition. The last step of those 5 steps of success, I said, think it, right? Visualize, write it, speak it, work it, and then receive it. There's a scripture that I love. It's one of my favorite scriptures. It says, don't be weary in well doing, for in due season, you will reap your harvest. Guess what? If you faint not. So consistency. A lot of times when people don't get to their goals, it's because they weren't consistent. It's because they stopped just short of the goal. It's because they gave up. It's because they didn't believe in themselves. It's because they didn't sacrifice. It's because they didn't take the risk. It's because they didn't do all of these things in order to get in alignment so that they can receive whatever it is that they want to receive. The money, the wealth, the success, the kids, the husband, the wife, the relationship, whatever it was. You gave up too early, and that's the reason why you didn't get it. But if you're consistent, if you're not weary in well doing in due season, so there's a reaping season and a sowing season. And if you're not reaping, there's 2 reasons. Either you're still supposed to be sowing, or you didn't do what you were supposed to do during sowing season to be able to reap. But if you've done what you were supposed to do and you were consistent in doing everything, you're going to see a harvest. It's going to happen. It's a universal principle. It's a biblical principle. It will happen. But the reason is we don't have enough fortitude in order to keep going to make it happen. We give up. We fall short of the goal, and we turn around and go the other way when the goal is right there in front of us, and we turn around and go the other way. So speaking into existence is extremely important, but also putting yourself in position and being consistent. I love what I do. I love what I'm doing because, this right here, this work for me, this is my purpose work. If you don't know who I am, like I said earlier, I built the largest Black-owned real estate firm in California, and I've had some great successes, and I am very blessed. I have 4 beautiful kids, and I've had a lot of successes, and I've had failures, and I filed bankruptcy. And the reason why I wrote this book is because I had a 379 credit score. I filed bankruptcy. I had more month than money. I got a divorce. That's not fun. I was with my ex-husband since I was 15, and here I am, 25 years later, 30 years later, and I'm divorced. So I've had successes, I've had failures, I've had ebbs, I have flows, I have peaks and I have valleys. I'm a regular human being like you, but I practice certain things. Even though I've had these successes, I still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I still go and work out. I still do all these things to prime my mind because success is an evolutionary process. Success-minded people were always looking for ways to up level. And so my up level is helping Black women. And I did this when I created the Net 7 Collective. If you don't know what the Net 7 Collective is, you need to know what the Net 7 Collective is. I'm helping 100 Black women to be able to increase their net worth of over $1 million. And I'm personally coaching these women in a 12-week mastermind. And I'm so excited about it, and I love it. And they are getting so much from it. It's such an amazing journey and experience to be with like-minded people who come from different walks of life. We have women all the way from 23, 24, my daughter, to 79, from people who are just becoming entrepreneurs or have 9-to-5s to PhDs from all walks of life all over the country. And I'm coaching them, but we are collaborating together and we are helping one another and we are on the journey together. I believe Black women will be what actually closes the wealth gap. Let me show you a little bit about the Net 7 Collective. This is our first cohort, and this was just probably one of the last meetings that we were having, and they were just sharing, kind of what their experience was. In the
I've gotten more out of this than I ever anticipated. Just the direction. Like, I came in here with a siloed mindset, and just seeing the opportunities that are out there when you open your mind and you get out and you meet people and you talk to people and you network.
Everyone on the platform, I think that we're blessed, and I believe in timing, and I think that the timing for all of us is now. We're here for a purpose, for a reason, and it's no coincidence that we're all in this same cohort at the same time, learning and building off of each other.
Well, okay, so I'll start with Victoria. Your smile bleeds through all over this call.
You guys just don't know how I feel internally. It's just, I kind of want to single you guys out, but at the same time I don't, because I'm getting emotional. All of you have made an impact on my life. A huge impact on my life. And I think it's because of that, I can get off this couch now without my cane. When I'm around positive energy, my body feels it.
You just never know what you're going to expect. And I'm that person that can't stand all the rah-rah BS. I don't want any rah-rah BS. I want real. Just give me real. And this was so 100% authentic. There's so much that I'm able to walk away with just because of how awesome you all are.
I just wanted to tell all of you ladies how you touch my heart so much in this group. I've learned so much I picked up from each and every one of you, and I see that all of us as a group, we're all going to excel in our business.
I just see everyone as women that's growing, even though we're all on our own separate journeys in life.
Everybody on the call has inspired me, just like Harsha was saying, and it makes me want to do business with everybody on the call.
Yo, this is a creation that's come that I had just wanting to help Black women. And what's come out of it, the lives that have been impacted, inspired across the country has been absolutely tremendous. And that African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you got to go together is the realest thing. And so if you are a Black woman or a Black woman that wants not only to build her net worth, right? Because getting wealth is important. Us closing the wealth gap is important. But you need other like-minded Black women that you can glean from, that you could celebrate with, that you could build with, that you may be your next joint venture partner. Book a call with me. Go to bookwithconstance.com, bookwithconstance.com. And I'm going to put this in the chat. Bookwithconstance.com. Somebody said, what about Black men? This specifically is for Black women. I have something called the gym membership, the Grow Your Money .club, which is a membership. It's a membership for everybody from all walks of life. It's for men, women, boys, girls, Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, everything in between. But the Net 7 Collective is specifically for Black women. It's more hands-on for me. What I did is I took what was inside my my real estate company. I had everybody. We were Black owned, but we weren't Black only. And so we had everybody that worked for us. Most of the women there weren't Black women. I want to say most of the people were Black women. There were men there as well. But I want to say there was probably 90%, 85, 90% Black women. And when I tell you, when a lot of them came to me, they were struggling real estate agents, and they went on to build these very successful businesses. And I'm proud to have been a part of that. I'm proud to create the synergy to where people are empowered and they're inspired to want to do better. I'm not a boss, I'm a leader, and a leader builds leaders. A leader knows how to inspire and impact the people who are around them. I'm not a boss. I don't boss people around. I've never bossed anybody around, but I've always known how to lead people. And so I've taken what was successful for me inside Catalyst, and I'm using it to help women, Black women all over the country. So during when I was building Catalyst, that was my purpose project. Net 7 Collective is my purpose project now. My purpose is to help Black women all over the country, and we're not confined by location. We are all over. We're not just in California, and that's what I love. And we meet every week for 12 weeks. So I teach them all different strategies to help build them wealth, to get them passive income, to get them active income, to really help them and undergird them and their businesses to create sustainable businesses, whether it's them working their full-time job, but they have extra income coming in through other strategies, or them stepping out into the entrepreneurial space where they're building a business and growing a business, a sustainable business. Business is business across the board. So I know how to do that. So if you are a Black woman or you know a Black woman, have them book a call with me, bookwithconstance.com. I'm doing interviews for this week. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be straight up. Everybody is not invited to join Net 7. Some people I've interviewed, I've told them that they wouldn't be a good fit for it, just because I want people who are super serious, because I'm going to give 100% of everything I have. Thank God over the years, I've invested a lot of money in myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars in myself, and I have a lot to give. And so I only want people who really, really, really want, who are super hungry, and they want it as badder than I want to give it to them, because I don't want it more than you. And so if you are interested and you really want to change your life, change the course of your life, you want that freedom, you want to be able to do what you want to do, you want to be able to walk in your purpose, and you want to be able to live life on your own terms, book a call with me. Anyway, hopefully you've learned everything you need to learn. Not everything, but you've learned, you've gotten some nuggets out of the day. I've given you some good nuggets to at least start with, to get out of that broke mindset first, right? Set some goals in order to get there, but give you practical tools on how, the step-by-step tools on what you can do in order to build your money, grow your money, and not blow your money. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. You know what? Y'all know that I love you in real life for real. So I appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys always rocking with me every single day. Make sure that you follow me on YouTube at CC the CEO. Please do, because my YouTube ain't got no love. Make sure you are following the Fly Nubian Queen. Please, 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 and thank you. Follow me on Instagram at I am Constance Carter. It's over there. It's down there, right there. You see that? I am Constance Carter. Oop, boop. I am Constance Carter right there. Okay. So make sure you're following me, and I'm going to keep trying to drop these nuggets every day. I try to give you something that you can use to go